What is the greatest conceivable power? Welcome to Worldview Design. In this video, we explore Joshua Rasmussen's article, The Amicable Limits of Unlimited Power. The article tackles a deep puzzle about the concept of an omnipotent being with unlimited power. How could any possible power be truly unlimited? We'll walk through the problem, uncover key insights, and present Rasmussen's proposed solution at the end. First off, let's talk about power. When we think of God, we think of the greatest conceivable being, right? That means God must have the greatest conceivable power. But here's the kicker. Even this power has limits. For instance, God can't create a square circle or cease to be God. These limits bring us to what Rasmussen calls the puzzle of limits. Rasmussen identifies two types of limits: logical impossibilities, like making a square that isn't a square, and limits specific to God, like the inability to grow, since God isn't a created being. This makes us ponder, if even God's power has limits, how can it be the greatest? Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The greatest conceivable power must be unlimited. But if every power has limits, we're stuck in a paradox. How could God have unlimited power if every power must be limited? Do limits imply that God doesn't exist? Rasmussen suggests otherwise. Enter love. Rasmussen proposes that the greatest power is actually limited by love. This doesn't mean a deficiency of power, but rather a beautiful direction of it. Imagine a maximally loving being whose actions are driven by the ultimate value and purpose. This love shapes and directs God's power. It's a limit that enhances rather than diminishes. Think of it this way. God's inability to cease being God doesn't detract from greatness. It's part of being the greatest. Similarly, love as a limit doesn't subtract from God's power, it adds depth and purpose. So the paradox isn't really a problem. By differentiating limits that detract from greatness from those implied by greatness, we reconcile the puzzle. Love, being the highest form of value, shapes the greatest conceivable power. In conclusion, love doesn't just solve the paradox, it gives us a deeper understanding of what it means to be the greatest conceivable being. God's power, directed by maximal love, truly embodies the greatest conceivable power. For more details about this account of God's power, see the link to Rasmussen's article in the description below. If you have thoughts or questions, I invite you to leave a comment below. May the light of reason continue to guide you into deeper understanding. Thank you for watching.